Hello there, and welcome to another Starfield ship review video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at the Warwolf. In my case, there's no number tier system. I don't think a tier version of this ship exists. It's a Shroud Eklund vessel, and just looking at the stats and the layout, this seems to be a combat vessel. And looking at some of the weapon placement, this seems to be a very effective combat vessel, which we'll get into in a little bit. So it seems to kind of, it definitely has that Shroud Eklund design. It seems to be kind of based loosely on some of the other Shroud Eklund vessels. It's quite cool though. I like that they use the, I don't know what the names of them are, but they're like those front pieces on the bottom. I quite like them. And it builds out the ship a bit. It's not completely, like, it doesn't flow very well, but yeah, anyway, stat-wise. Fuel at 210, which is, it's pretty decent. It's not like amazing. Being a combat vessel, it's probably not going to jump very far anyway. It's got a hull of 630, which for an A class isn't too bad. I wouldn't let the shields drop too quickly in this ship or too much, because yeah, that amount of hull, it's not going to keep you alive for very long. Obviously, there's not much you can do with it in this because it's an A class and there's not a lot of modules on it. And it's got a cargo capacity of 200, which I believe comes straight from that cockpit, so not going to be carrying very much. You might have to put some stuff on your knees when you're flying. So it's an A-class reactor with 23 power, which is pretty low on the reactor level sort of thing. There's A-class reactors that go up to, like, I want to say like 30-ish. And given the weapon layout, you definitely want a better reactor upgrade immediately. Got a crew of 5, which is pretty nice. It's got a jump range of 23 light years, which is kind of smack bang in the middle. With the unupgraded, keeping it at the 23 light years, you can probably jump 70% of places. It's got a shields of 600, almost 550 to be exact. Which, given the like layout of the weapons and how potent the weapons are, that's not a very high shield. I feel like the highest shield on an A class is like maybe 800, so I would probably recommend upgrading that immediately. And then weapon-wise, it's got particles, ballistic, and missiles. Now those particles there, particle weapons are the best weapons in the game, like hands down, because they do damage to both shields and health. Now the variant they're using there, I believe, are they're the 4 power variant, which on like there's no different really between them, but I would swap them out for the 3 power variant, or if you've completed the Vanguard questline, the 2, because you want to have less power the better. So this ship cost me 180k. Now I have perks available to lower the price, so it'd probably be a little bit more expensive for you. But yeah, let's fight. So I purchased this in the Shroud Eklund Star Yard. It's orbiting the moon of, here it's orbiting this moon of Dalvik. Actually, it might be orbiting the planet, but either way, it's in the Narian system. Here it is over here. We zoom out, there's Narian there, and Valo, and then there's Alpha Centauri. Alright, so here we are in New Atlantis. Just a quick overview of the ship from the outside. Really cool design. Shroud Eklund vessels, I feel like they're very streamlined, and I feel like they're very good at making combat vessels because all of the essential stuff is usually hidden behind armor or structural pieces. I like that white stripe on the back. It's kind of reminds me of Nova Galactic, but obviously it's not meant to. It's probably just meant to be like a, like the red stripe of war. But yeah, really cool design. Let's enter. Because ignore the legwork. Because Shroud Eklund have yet to discover how to make a frontal entryway, we're gonna have to go to the side. Got the big shield generator underneath. Got this nice entryway. We got a little ramp and for Vasco. Oh, is the ramp for Vasco? And here I was calling it a wheelchair ramp, like half joking, but also like half serious, but that makes sense. Because I think this is the only one that has a stairs, to my knowledge. Okay. Now, Vasco's probably going to walk up that stairs and prove me wrong. But anyway, we got a nice Shroud Eklund entryway off to the side with a door, which is always nice. We're going to hop inside.
All right, comes up. We're home.
So immediately we agree to buy a 1x1 storage room or companionway. We'll do a teardown at the end of the video. And then we have a door to the right that leads to another storage room, which leads up. We'll just check over here first before we go up there. And then behind this we have a... I believe this is an all-in-one berth. No, this is a living quarters, so there's a toilet. Got living quarters. We've got some beds. Don't have an actual cooking station, which is kind of a bit, you know. Also, there's just like random crates here. When I walked in first, I was like, they couldn't have fit a 3x2 cargo inside here. The ship's too small, but yeah, it's not. And then if we come back, this seems to be the main way up. We come up here. You have another 1x1 storage room with a docking port above. And then through here we have, okay, we have a computer core room, which is really interesting to have. I personally would have went with a crew compartment or a control room. This only gives you one crew control, or one crew, whereas the control room gives you 4. So straight on the bridge. This is my favorite bridge in the game currently. I know I'm always hyping up the Nova Galactic bridge, but I quite like this because 6 seats, or 5, I can't count. You got the pilot seat, you got your co-pilot to your left, your navigator, and then you've got like 2, like I like to say, weapons officers here or whatever, you know. Sarah's chilling with them. And the best thing, there's computers here, so they don't talk as much. They still try though. Let's take this up into space and check how the power works and all that. I'm not expecting much power-wise. I feel like we're going to have to upgrade that power as much as possible. I really like those engines, though. You can't really see them here, but they're really nice. We're going to see more when we get into space.
Time to join the stars.
Yeah, it's got a really nice profile. The shield sticking out the side's a bit funky. I'd probably do the little merge technique to hide it, which check my channel for that video. There's 2 of them. Alright, so yeah, so I have a perk that increases my power by 5, so for the purpose of this video, we're going to not be including 5 power. So weapon-wise, we got particles, we've got missiles, and we've got ballistics. So these particles are obviously quite hungry. They're 4 each, so it's 12 altogether. I would probably swap these particles out for the 3 power versions. You lose a little bit of damage, but overall you can have more of them, so better DPS. So we do a speed check real quick. So we got a base speed of around 150, which is pretty okay. We got a boost speed of 600 almost, which is really fast. It's not the fastest, but it's pretty fast. Then we're going to do a quick pitch. Oh my, this is very agile. Okay, that's like a 9 easily. And then the yaw was a bit slower, but it's probably an 8. And then the roll's always the, you know, it's always the way it is. So yeah, it's a really cool looking ship. We're going to really quickly do a teardown. Alright, so here we are. I've got the ship in 3 sections. There's not a lot on the top section. So the only real like module we have regarding habitation is we've got a Connect Pro Docker from Shroud Eklund. Weapon-wise, we have a single KE-20A autocannon from Ballistic Solutions, A-class, 960 range, 6.65 fire rate, 12 damage to hull, and a power of 3. We've got the single Atlatl 280A missile launcher from Lightsight, 4,800 range, which is really nice range for a missile. A-class, 86.09 damage and power of 3. And then we've got 3 of these PBO-40 auto electron beams, A-class, 3,600 range, 6.6 fire rate, 14 damage to hull and shields, and they are max power of 4. I'm going to really quickly show you a better version. So there's 2, I recommend 2 versions to upgrade. So we have these ones here. These are the oh, not them ones, no. These are the PB-30 autos. They're they do 9 as opposed to 14, but they use 3 powers, so you end up getting... What is that math? You get like 42. Yeah, so you get 42 with that, because you can have 3 of them. And then you get 4 of these. Which... Okay, my math is horrendous. But you're better off with lower power regardless. Because I know that I was rocking these ones initially because I thought, oh, more power, more damage, but yeah. And then even better, if you can find them, these ones here. You need to complete the Vanguard quest line. These are literally the best weapons in the game currently. They're only 2 power, which means you can have 6 of them. So you're putting out 66 damage per second, which is insane. I'm playing on very hard and these things shred. But anyway. So to the next level here, habitat wise, we've got a Viking CP 100 cockpit from Shroud Eklund, 200 cargo, 4 crew station. We've got this Shroud computer core 2x1, gives 1 crew. I would probably recommend swapping this out for a control room to get a bit more crew. And then we have a Shroud 1x1 companionway here just to kind of, yeah, to go down to the next level. We've got this 370T Stellar Reactor from Amundsen, A-Class, 23 power. Just going to check what reactors currently we have here. I know that there is better reactors. Okay, so what was that one? Okay, so that one's a 23. This one here is a 26. That's a straight upgrade. And then obviously you can go the route of these ones here. See, yeah, so we've got like a 29 from Dogstar here. If you want to, there's also like a 30. They don't have it. Yeah, there's a 33 here. So I'd probably recommend upgrading that as soon as you can. And then we have the R3000 Alpha Grav Drive, A-Class, 23 Jump Thrust. Probably upgrade that one a little bit, just so you can get 30. We've got this Sextant Shield System Deflector SG40 Shield Generator 560 A-Class. Just want to check real quick, is there a higher one? So A-Class. So there's a 760 A-Class there. There is a 715 860 A-Class. Okay, so this is a straight upgrade of this one. So I would upgrade to this Shield Generator as soon as possible. And then across here we have a 500 HE3 helium tank, 210 jump fuel. And then we've got a pair of these auto electron beams. You know the stats already, I called them out, but on a Horizon weapon mount. And then as for the engines, we have on the middle here, the top here, we have a pair of these SA4110 engines from Slayton Aerospace. A-Class, max power at 2, 12,220 engine thrust, 2,930 maneuvering thrust. Pretty decent engines. And then we have, for aesthetics, we have a pair of these Shroud Cowling 1LA port and starboard. And then we have another pair here, port and starboard, so we 4 of this. And then we have a Shroud Cap A port foretop and a starboard foretop. And then on the bottom, we have a Shroud all-in-one berth 2x1A. We have a Shroud storeroom 1x1, a Shroud companionway 1x1, and a Stability Pro landing bay for your entryway. And then for engines, we have... Are these the same? Yeah, we have another. So we have 4 of these Slayton engines, same stats. They're just slightly different. So one of the things you'll notice with these engines... Will it let me do? Yeah, okay, let me do it. So you can like flip them, and you can basically like, there's a lot of different versions. So you could like, if you wanted to, you could, you know, I can't flip that one, but because they don't sell them. But you could like effectively like make really big engines if you wanted to. Anyway, and then we have 4 of these Acculander 11 landing gear from Shroud Eklund to starboard to port. We have a Shroud braking engine here at the front, and then 2 of these Shroud nose cap C, port 4 and starboard 4. So yeah, that is the ship. Pretty capable ship in its like stock form. Obviously, upgrading it will make it only better. Like it can't get No, that sounds wrong. Basically, yeah, it's a good starter stock variant, and then you can upgrade it to make it better, but it's still really good to begin with. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other videos, and then let me know in the comments, have you rocked with this ship? If you have, what's your opinion on it? But yeah, see you in the next video.